What's going on, y'all? This Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. I just wanted to do a video talking about Terence Crawford and his performance against Jose Benavidez. I know a lot of fans out there felt that this was going to be a quick, easy win for Bud. In a few ways, it was an easy win for him. I did feel like Bud was going to get him out of there earlier, and maybe like the mid rounds. I thought the beating was going to be one of those, one of those severe beatings where he just continues to land shots at will, and either Benavidez's corner or the referee was going to just stop the fight. But instead, it was more like I like to call a draining stoppage. Benavidez, he just looked physically, mentally, psychologically drained in this fight. After like the first 6-7 rounds, he just looked like, his mental had left the building, and he was just kind of going through the motions until finally, in the 12th round, he got caught with that uppercut, and that's what it just looked like, in his face. Like, he was just already, like I said, mentally beaten. And after watching this fight, once again, I have to say that, Crawford, he definitely showed that he has many tools in his game, whether it's boxing or punching. So, let's talk about those that said that this fight wasn't impressive, or, that Crawford didn't look like, the best fighter in the world. Those that say that, that he wasn't impressive, to me, I feel like those are the people that don't understand the science of boxing. Not every fight is going to go the way you think it is, even if one guy is far superior. And by that, I mean, if an A-level guy is in there with a C-level or B level, and you always think he's going to just, run through the guy in like 1 round, 2 rounds, or give him the worst beating of his life, it's not always like that. Styles make fights. Certain styles can clash, but eventually, if a fighter is superior, he will adapt to a situation, and he'll find ways to break the shell and, checkmate an opponent, whether it be a KO or a decision. And Saturday was one of those fights. Crawford, he was in there with a tall, long, young guy who talked a big game, but of course, he didn't have the game like a Crawford did. And Crawford, he wasn't going in there taking crazy chances. So once you look at the fight, man, it was kind of like more of a methodical beating that Crawford put on, because think about it, there was a lot of bad blood going in this fight, and Crawford didn't want to get taken out of his game, so he attacked Benavidez, slowly but surely, just breaking him down, because he didn't want to feel like he got, Benavidez got to his head. So he just made this like a 12-round punishment. First half of the fight, but he boxed nicely from the outside, boxed a taller guy from the outside. Second half, he started closing the distance, landing more body shots, till finally, he took the fight out of Benavidez and just caught him with a good shot in like the final round. Basically, it was Bud giving Benavidez, book lessons the first half of the fight, till finally, he closed that book and started beating his ass with it the second half. So if you look at it like this, man, think about it. Why should a fighter, or better yet, a champion, try to impress the crowd? He's there to win, and to win, you're not always going to, impress the crowd. You're going to have to go with your instincts. You go by whatever the situation calls for. And if it calls for breaking down the opponent for 4 to 5 rounds because, maybe his defense is too high, or, he just has a really good heart, and, he's taking shots better than you thought he would. You have to go in there and take the time it takes to actually, see what this opponent has, and see him, wear him down, or, take his will. A champion, he's not there to follow the outsider's advice. And by the outsiders, I mean, the trolls, or, the guys out in the crowd, yelling, knock him out, even when the knockout's not there. Let's go back to Floyd. Not every performance he had impressed fans. And, he's an undefeated multi-division world champion. Do you think impressing the masses would have made him champion for so long? I mean, look at the Carlos Baltimore fight. Mayweather got booed in that fight, and people actually walked out of that fight. And Larry Merchant was talking mad shit in that fight. But he was in there with a bigger guy with a big-ass head that he had to keep, trying to chop down and just make sure he could win all 12 rounds, because he wanted to be champion. He didn't care what everybody else thought, So to me, that's impressive. When you can tune out the crowd and fight your own fight, that's what Bud did. That's the impressive part. Once you can say, I can find the will to win my way, no matter what anybody says, I'm not going in there, taking crazy risks, or I'm not going to go in there to impress. Impressing could mean anything. Impressing could mean you getting your ass knocked out, to the crowd. They might think you look impressive, the way you fell or you hit the canvas, you know what I mean? So when people want you to impress, you know, you can't get that mixed up with winning, you know, and that's why Floyd and, you know, even Crawford to this day, you know, I see them going in there with that mind state that they want to win. You know, look at this fight, man. Just look at quick recap. You know, I know it's not the best opponent or the best opposition for Crawford, but, you know, look, first half, like I said, he boxed him from the outside nicely. Second half, he started closing the show. I mean, yeah, he could have, like I said, taken crazy chances, but he didn't want to risk that, you know. So with that being said, I mean, Bud was impressive to me. Nothing left to say, or, you know, nothing left for him to do now, but, you know, keep moving up, face the elite level, which is guys like Errol Spence or even a Sean Porter, you know. But, you know, that's another video. I might actually do another video on that, you know, talking about who's next for Bud. But yeah, man, like I said, impressive win for Crawford. Just an impressive performance for Crawford, and, you know, just to showcase his skill. But like I said, I don't care what anybody thinks about that, man. But let me know what you guys think as far as Bud's performance. And yeah, man, just make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.